Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what is going on? It's another episode of the State of Economics, the good, the bad, the ugly, about investing, not financial advice at all, just good information of the macros of the environment. So what is going on, everybody? I see Bedell's going, man, I need to eat. I need to eat some. Well, go eat, dude. It's FA, dude. Just watch this on the flip side. What's going on, Sadie? Hope everybody that was watching this morning liked the my video from this morning, me working on my 74 Chevelle, guys. So if you guys like that, definitely smash that like button, dude, because it was F8 in my book. Couple hour live stream of me just sitting there tinkering on my toy in the toy shop. Yo. So, yep, I figure I will definitely be, if I'm doing stuff, might as well just turn the camera on, right? Might as well. That's what it's there for, right? Just saying. What's going on, Tech Man? What's going on, Crypto? Crag dropping a yo-yo in the FB. What's up, Fudweiser? What's going on, my dudes? What's up? What's up? Don't forget to smash that lizardy like button. You guys are sliding on in. Let's go ahead and slide into today's topics. My favorite little area for some information, from free information. I mean, you can pay for it if you want, but I don't. So I don't expect any of you to. This is all stuff that you can do free on TradingView. So S&P 500 trading out sideways. It's had a pretty good rally. Went from, let's see here. It was like about for a market that's this big, right? A movement of any sort is a lot of market cap being put into this, into the fund itself. So basically, it had a $6,000 movement, or a $6 movement in the market. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if you're trading with thousands and thousands of dollars, not a bad return to have a 1 to 2% return on your investment. You're still not beating inflation with that, but you have a steady growth market that you're invested in. So if you're looking at long-term holding, usually the S&P 500's a pretty reasonable place to put your capital until all markets get crushed, and then the S&P 500 tanks, and that's why I don't really play with like indexes like this. The NASDAQ 100, again, trading out sideways on that NASDAQ 100. It's had a little bit of a correction. Not a big movement on the correction, but it is definitely correcting after its big rally, because all these stocks rallied right at the point of Jerome Powell doing some of the interest rate hikes. A lot of these funds started rising because dollar was weakening in that market. And right now we have the U.S. dollar, the U.S. dollar index here, been trading out fairly sideways, but we are off of the all-time high on here at like $3 and like 12 cents. And we've pulled back significantly. We're up a little bit on the short term with the U.S. dollar index, but it really doesn't make much of a difference, considering that this is going to be a highly, highly manipulated market by the U.S. government and the Federal Reserve, because they want to make this number here look good. Dow Jones Industrial Average, another one that is basically pulling back slightly, but it's still basically trading out sideways. The Russell 2000 has pulled back a little bit, but is starting to regain a footing back again. So this is very bullish for the Russell 2000. But these are a lot of fund managers in here. These are a lot of tech stocks in here. So the Russell 2000 is one of those markets that it makes me a little nervous to even settle any of my dollars into this, just because of the volatility with the tech sector. big performers that usually are happening. You got Apple up a little, almost 0.75%. AMD pulling back just slightly. Amazon still pulling back because people, we're past the pandemic stuff, so we are now looking at people going back to the brick and mortar stores to do their normal shopping. So people are, creatures of habit, and over time they will go back to old habits. Unless there's a reason that they should not be going back to old habits. So Amazon will start losing a little bit of foothold as more companies start offering their products online and all that good stuff. So am I going to be crying that Amazon's pulling back? No. Overall, they're still doing pretty decent overall. I mean, they're still coming off of a rally here. So I mean, they have a nice V-shaped recovery here, but we're not talking like they moved like this huge amount. It was like a dollar discrepancy between this V-shaped recovery here. Big deal, right? But they are, down. If you would have bought in during the pandemic area, you are at a loss. Will they get back up to pandemic levels? Unless something more manipulation comes in, I don't see it happening. Tesla is doing pretty decent, still up overall, even though it's correcting a little bit. They're projecting out a little bit more correction here in the long term before stabilizing out and potentially starting to come back up. But Elon Musk still battling the government, and that will negatively impact not only Elon, but the stocks of Tesla and Twitter will suffer through that little battle. Netflix seems to have found some footing right now, but again, with the market manipulation, more money surged in, and all things, everybody's been buying anything that's been dipping down hard, and they're looking for a rally. Now, do any of these people that bought the Netflix stock that caused the rally, do any of them believe in what Netflix is doing? Probably not. They're just probably arbitraging the pricing, going, yeah, this looks like the ground floor. I'm going to buy the dip. And when it rallies, I'll sell, because that's what smart money is going to do. Meta's kind of doing the same thing, doing its little V-shaped recovery here. It looks like they've got a little bit more leg up here, but it is looking also at the same time like it's going to roll over. It is what the markets do, right? Crypto market cap here is down to a little over 2%. We're still over $1.1 trillion. Bitcoin still trading over $30,000, even though it's got a pullback. Ethereum still pulling back at a little over 3%. Bitcoin dominance is still rising. This is amazing. We are over 52% up on Bitcoin dominance. And Ethereum dominance is losing almost 1% so far. Love it, love it. And anytime that there's big market turmoil, Tether dominance rises. So seeing that Tether dominance is up 2.23% is a normal move in this market. Futures market with gold pulling back. Silver's rallying right now. Crude oil's kind of slipping back. And I expect that to see this be very much on the short term. I see that. This is all. This is going to be futures market, so we're not going to go negative again. I think that we're going to see a little bit of market manipulation in here, and I think at the end of next month. Right now, you've got people that are basically selling out of their futures contract as quickly as possible. And that's what's causing a little bit of this pullback in the futures price. This is not the price reflection of what crude oil per barrel is going for. This is, futures price. These are people gambling here. Natural gas pulling back on the futures market. Corn market's getting crushed. Bitcoin's rallying in the futures market, up 1.16%. So Bitcoin still doing good. Bonds. US 10-year yield has been up just slightly. The Euro 10-year yield is kind of going down. The Japanese 10-year yield is up 3.23%. It's not really much. Japan does their yield control, so you won't ever really see a big exchange on their bonds. At least they're giving you a little something. It's better than nothing, I would say. It's like, hey, this doesn't look like a green 74 Chevelle. No, it does not. Not today. That's in the morning. That's in the morning, guys. Yo. So we're gonna be continuing to see some of the Japan doing their yield control on the 10-year. That's just how they've always operated. UK is pulling off some of their yield off of their 10-year, but they've gone back into quantitative easing, and that is why the yield is up so high. Just like India is over a 7% yield because they're into quantitative easing. Their economy is crashing before their eyes. It is a dumpster fire. Just like the Euro 10-year Treasury, they are basically doing manipulation here to make it look like it's yielding so low. But that's just my opinion on things. Moving right on to that sweet Bitcoin. Yeah, that sweet Bizzity bit. So just like I was kind of thinking that we were going to be trading out sideways just a little bit here. It still looks like the MA moving average for the 200-day still looks like it might be rolling over. If it rolls over, we're going to be dipping back down. How hard? Not sure. I would say safely between 27 and 28,000. I think is where we'll see like a floor on this. If so, that's great. Otherwise, I think that we have the potential of hitting that $25,000 per Bitcoin area once again. So I think that that's going to be the new one of the two stepping points for where Bitcoin could potentially roll over. Now, does that rule out the potential of we pull back just a little bit, market cools off, and then we rocket up for another leg up? We certainly could. I'm not going to rule that out in any way, shape, or form, but it doesn't look like we have the market volume for that. And it's reason why the DCA oscillator down here also shows that it's printing out a selling signal from Monday. Monday, that was a sell signal. And it's still looking like it's losing steam. It's rolling over, not hard. So that's why I don't think it'll be a flat out crash. We break down back into like that $22,000 range. No. I think this is going to be like a slow, controlled rollover. And I think the low market potential swings is going to be between like 27.5 to $25,000 Bitcoin. And that's still very much, you pull back here, still very bullish from the FTX crash. So it depends on how you want to look at your measuring stick. This is still bull run territory, right? But if you look at it from even a bigger measuring stick, we're in a bear market in a cyclical bull market. What does that mean? It means that if you count it from the last all-time high until now, we're still in a bear run. We're in bearish territory. We haven't even come back into the median line, right? So if you take it from that equation, then we are in a small little bull run in a majority bear market. So until we return back up to near all-time highs, we're still technically in bear territory. So people thinking that, we're doing amazing, Bitcoin's price is awesome, we're popping back up. Yes, we are. But guys, remember that we are definitely still in bear territory until we return near all-time highs. So we just got to kind of look at it from that perspective and, stack sats and hodl, not financial advice, right? And then you look at the rest of the crypto market here. Bitcoin goes down. Rest of the market's like sell, sell, sell. Everything is in the red for the most part. You'll have some anomalies here and there, but overall, they tend to wipe off all profits during a pullback. Some will do it a little bit later than everybody else. And while you are in that one particular coin that might be doing good right now, not financial advice, but this would be the area where I sit there and take profit, pull it off the table, because even something like this, what the hell is FRAX? Never heard of it. Don't care. It's a poop coin. It's worth $1. And it's up 0.25%. If you were in this, I'd take my 0.25% profit and take it off the table. That would be me. So depends on when you got into this. If this is supposed to be like a stable coin. If it's supposed to be a stable coin, then it should always be worth $1, and there is no arbitrage, right? Just saying. But you get something like Leo, right? It's $3.90. If you bought before the last 7 days, you're up 9%. It's gonna get wiped out here. It's not a matter of if, it's just when. And whenever it gets that profitability gets wiped out as a like a little bit of a lagging indicator. I mean, hell, B-Trash has been rallying. It's up almost 70% in the last 7 days. But even this is going to get wiped out here. And all the B-Trash gang people going, B-Trash is awesome, see? It's like, bro, you're only $227 and nobody uses you. It's not like a country uses its B-Trash as currency. They do for Sweet Busy Bitcoin. But we will see all the markets kind of get wherever their profitability was will get pulled back off. It just takes a little. Some of these projects are a little bit of a lagging indicator, so don't get hung up on that. Turn your emotions off if you're in these things and you are in profit. Turn your emotion off and take profit. Not financial advice. You do you if you are into these. I'm just saying. It's like I want to see some strong green candles for the monthly for another 2 to 3 months on Bitcoin before I start thinking bull. I would say it would take, even for me, it would be more than that. I would want to see a return to all-time highs to have that market to basically state that it's in a bull run territory again. Because like you've got to basically invert the chart. And right now, we're trying to put that V-shaped recovery. And until we got that completed V-shaped recovery, you cannot continue the bull run until you've completed the V-shaped recovery. At least that's how market analysis looks at it. Not my rules. My rules are, if it was me personally, I kind of look at it as bull run territory. If you get 3 to 3 to 4 months worth of upward trajectory, to me that will stabilize a bull trend. 5 to 6 month, I think that's where I would sit there and start calling in for a bull run. But most like your big market hot shots, they will look at the V-shaped recovery and then say the bull run has now continued. But I do agree with you, Patrick. I do agree. So, Litecoin still doing pretty good. $83.62. Even though it is having its pullback. Will we see Litecoin actually hit its all-time high for a halving? I'm not thinking so. I'm really not thinking so. The Litecoin halving is not that far away. And we are way off of the all-time high here. For the all-time high, we had a double top here, and it has not really done good since. Just been kind of trading out sideways for months, guys. Months and months and months and months. It's been a little slower on the movement. I wouldn't call it stable, but I would say a little more predictable. So until you see the non-predictability come back into the Litecoin market, guys, we are not going to see Litecoin really make a really big recovery here. I think that we're going to be seeing more of its trend that we've been seeing here, where it's just been kind of riding this wave out of it's going up, going down. That's all it's been doing. It hasn't been trying to rally or hit all-time highs. It's not like there is, again, a lot of these altcoins, they don't have a lot of market use. There's not a lot of places that you can go and exchange altcoins for services and goods. And that will continue to hold back the price on a lot of these coins because of that, including Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be held back on the principle that it needs to have market adoption, just like it is in El Salvador, where it is legal tender. That's the kind of adoption in which Bitcoin really is going to ultimately need to kind of push it as being competition to global currencies. So, I mean, it starts off with small countries accepting it as legal currency. And eventually, this will probably force other countries to accept the exchange of it, so that they can exchange from their native currency into the fiat currency world in another country. So we will start seeing that aspect, and once that starts happening, I think that's where we'll see a little bit of a market pickup for Bitcoin in whole. Oh, you're already counting a few months here. Oh, okay. So you're saying one more month and you're going to consider it a bull run. Yeah, I am, for the most part. I maybe have a few little bits of altcoins here and there, but pretty much everything's in the Bitcoin right now. I'm not. Oh, the 36 days until the Litecoin halving. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew the Litecoin halving is coming up right around the corner here, and about a month away on the Litecoin halving. Thank you, Patrick, for the info. And I don't see Litecoin factoring in its own halving in this chart. I'm just saying. Just saying. I don't see Litecoin making a good, strong case for itself here. Unfortunately, that is the nature of the beast. And talking about government sitting there, it's like I don't even think this is the early beginning of any bull run. I think this is a buying on the BlackRock news giving Bitcoin a pump. Exactly, Patrick. I'll 100% agree with that one, because BlackRock already bought Bitcoin. They bought Bitcoin during the FTX crash. And I don't see, and everything, all this movement has been retail. That's why they call retail dumb. Dumb retail hears the news, and it's like they make a decision if they should be buying or selling upon that news. It's like, oh my lord, you guys are dumb. This already happened. You're hearing the last thing in the whole process. And you think that they're doing it now. It's like, come on, people. It's like, I know all of you guys because you guys are listening here and stuff like that, and I've been educating you the best that I can. And you already understand the idea that BlackRock already bought. And only fools rush in. They're thinking that they're going to make BlackRock pay a higher premium. It's like, no, BlackRock made you pay a higher premium. Ah, womp womp. And this is, something that you guys know. I love looking at this all the time. We've got the U.S. debt clock. And in the last 3 weeks, we've put $203 billion onto the national debt. In 3 weeks. 3 freaking weeks. It's like 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, it flipped to $32 trillion of debt. Each taxpayer is now responsible for over $250,000. This is not sustainable. This is why the world is de-dollarizing themselves, because this is not sustainable. If everybody were to pay the $250,578 in 1 year, before all the money hit the Federal Reserve, hit the Federal Reserve to pay for everything, the debt would already be higher than that. You see how ridiculous this is? It actually made debt per citizen go up. It's now almost, we're over $96,000 per citizen. So if you had a baby, your non-working baby also owes $96,126. Yeah, let that sink in. Each person is worth money to the government. They basically sold you and me as collateral. Going, our slaves will pay the debt back. Do not worry. Now the world realizes that there's no way that if the average household is bringing in less than $50,000 a year, this is not sustainable in any fashion. And them to sit there and go, well, we'll just tax the means of all production. That doesn't work either, because that will slow the means of production down. So they're basically like going, we created a problem. We're going to shoot ourselves in both feet and then try to fix it. And they can't. There's no way they can. They are outspending us 50-1. That would be it too. If everybody, cranked out 15 kids apiece, you might be able to get the amount of people up to the point where all everybody has to pay is $1. But you would have to sit there and basically, we'd need 32 trillion people in the United States. Not sure if that'll work. I mean, you need 32 trillion people in the over 32 trillion people. I don't even think there's 32 trillion people on the planet. So there might be a small little numbers error here. Wow. Canada's weird, and hell is on fire right now, right? Too soon? I don't know. So as you know, as the government thinks that they're pulling in money from everybody, it's like debt per taxpayer is $250,000. Well, they're only pulling in on average about $14,000 per citizen. Just saying. So obviously, somewhere in the math that the government uses, whoever started doing this kind of math should have been fired, not promoted. And having a Jerome Powell that doesn't know what simple mathematics is and understanding and how to get down to a 2% inflation is mind-boggling. Oh no, they're no longer. You see that there is the biggest lie, that they need to spend more money in order to get ahead of the inflation stuff, right? So they actually just need to stop printing money. I mean, that's one thing, and it's freaking radical. I know it's extreme. Might be too extreme. They need to stop overspending so that they don't have to borrow. And let's see here. It's not like they don't tax you on everything. So when you're said and done, you're already being 50% taxed. You get taxed when you earn it. You get taxed if you save it. You get taxed when you invest it. You get taxed when you spend it. You buy a house, you get taxed on it when you buy it. You get taxed on it to own it. When you get a car, you get taxed on it when you buy it. And this is all money you've already been taxed on. So they're basically taxing you to buy things with money that they've already taxed. By the time you're said and done, you're over 50% taxed. And they still can't get their budget under control. This isn't a tax problem. This is a budget issue. And the way that it's been solved in the past, and I guess this is like the greater point on this, is the way that they were able to hide this and the inflation never went out of control, was that we were taking our useless dollars, pushing it out into the world, right? And the world was sending us things. We were buying stuff with useless notes. 100% useless notes. We were sitting there spending trash money and getting lots of expensive things. And because of that relationship, things worked, because the money was going out and wasn't staying here. For the first time in U.S. history, the money is coming back here. And it's not coming back here in the way that people think. Because we don't produce anything that the rest of the world wants, right? What do we have? We have corn, we got beef, we have farmland. So now we have other countries buying our gross domestic exports, and they don't want our dollars. They're spending with us with our own money. And because that money is coming back home, that's what's causing all of this right now, is that they can't hide this anymore. Because they're, basically, I sweep some of the money underneath this country. I sweep the money underneath this country. I sweep the money underneath this country. And nobody realizes that we have an accounting error and we are basically embezzling off of ourselves. Let's call it out for what it is. This is governmental embezzlement. And for the first time in history, we found something that was the government's kryptonite, which was a pandemic, which was shutting the economy down. I think was the greatest fumble that the government could have done to itself with such a fragile market. And now we're going to sit there and pay the price. We will lose the dominant global currency here. It's not a matter of maybe, it's a matter of when. And when that happens, we will flip from being a superpower to the richest third world country out there. And I hope everybody here has a means of productions for themselves, a way to be able to make money. Grow your own food. Not life advice, but make sure you got some marketable abilities that could earn money by barter trade. Just saying. And we got to make sure that we're growing our own gardens here, because if the world de-dollarizes, we're screwed. Fuel will go through the roof. Think about the stuff at the grocery store. All your groceries will be through the roof. Just saying. I'm not telling you guys to get on board here, but these are possibilities if the US government's dollar currency for the world loses market dominancy. We are going to be hurting in a way that these government officials do not even understand, because they are basically going to kill a lot of people, because a lot of people that are on the brink of being homeless will be homeless, and there will be no help for them. And then what? You've got a bunch of hungry people on the street. That's like the makings of an uprising. Just saying. And this is because of just bad government, period. It's not what the four founders ever wanted this country to be. We are exactly what they fought against. Hey, what up, Chump Change? It gets real bad. This cheeseburger, I have two hands, but they're really calloused up. Preach it. Hell yeah. It's like we are all going to sit there and need to make sure that we are sitting in a good position. I still have all my mining equipment. I figure if the dollar loses its global dominance, bro, Bitcoin's going to be expensive here. Well worth firing up the Bitcoin mining machines in that environment. Yo, Chump Change, you're awesome. Thank you for coming on in with all that good stuff. Thank you. He ain't wrong, though, for reals. 100%. 100%. Thank you. It's like when we get into that market, things are going to get real bad. Really bad, really fast. And I want to make sure that I basically put the PSA out to all of you awesome peeps out there. I want everybody to be sitting in a good position if this happens. You know what? If I happen to be wrong with this, and this is a nothing sandwich, and the government just kind of gets through this, they're like, suck it up, Buttercup. 2 years of dealing with this, we're back on top, boys. What's the worst that happened? You mined a little bit. You learned how to grow some food for yourself, and you learned how to decentralize some of your food and not worry about so much the big box office. And you got to taste real good, homegrown deliciousness out of your own garden that you grew yourself. I'm sorry. Success never tasted better. But the top of this market again. It happens, Crypto Paper Route. It happens. I still bought Bitcoin at like what was it, $62,000? Like, I do have the massive grow tent laughing in my head. Hell yeah. What up, Crypto Nation? What up, Gundy? Time to start farming up some veggies. 100%. 100%. And you can sit there and you grow better food for the mini-me, right? You know, the little kiddos. It's like, do you not want your children to eat healthier? I'm just saying, grow food in your grow gardens, not lawns. That is a model, guys. Grow gardens, not lawns. You can't eat the grass. You know, you're not a cow. We're not cows. We can't eat grass. We're not designed to eat bugs. Just saying. So grow gardens, not lawns. I mean, it's like I've got a bunch of stuff around here. I got chickens. I've got a vegetable garden that is taking off pretty decent, guys. Yo, hell yeah, Gundy, cash crops. Hells yeah. You know, you always got to sit there, even if you're not using it as a cash crop. At least you can sit there and mitigate how much you rely on the big box stores, because they're only going to get more expensive, guys. And the more you spend at the box office stores getting your food, that's less money that you're investing into yourself, less money that you could be investing into your children, and less money you can be investing into that Bitcoin or your mining gear. So these are things that you should be kind of like trying to mitigate. And I'm sorry, but homegrown food tastes way better. The nutritional value is far better than what you can buy at the box stores. I'm just saying. I'm not sitting there going, you know, hey, look, you know, growing food is all that. You know, you have to still put some time. There's proof of work on that. Just saying. You still got to take care of the plants. Make sure it's getting everything it's supposed to. But, you know, we need to sit there and make sure that we are eating better, too. Not that I'm going to dog on the commercial growers, because they're being incentivized to grow by any means necessary. But what you can do at home is that you can sit there and feed these things more organic nutrients, have a better microbiology in the soil. So you got healthier fruits that are, or healthier veggies that are not being drowned out by water. Just saying. Way better. Send me some homegrown, just a couple. It's like microgreens make dough. As long as you get some restaurants that want them. 100%. Clean H2O is expensive. I know. And that's why I have rain barrels. I water I water 2 of my gardens with rainwater. And then I've got well water for the other part of my garden. So everything either comes from the sky or comes directly out of my ground. So, you know, I think that's clean, you know. And these are ways that you're going to be able to mitigate some of these inflation stuff. You know, if you can sit there and grow some of your own garden, think about how much money you are going to ultimately save overall. I mean, like I said, going to the store is only going to get more expensive. And the more expensive things go, the more people stop spending. The more people stop spending, the more expensive things start to get. Because you have the slowdown of money. And when money slows down, things break. And when things break, it's not in a good way. So we need to make sure that we're just in a good position so that if this happens, that 1, you get the benefit that you're eating good, and 2, you get the benefit that you don't have to rely so much on the big box stores. So, you know, $100 grocery bill, maybe you can shave off $20 by growing some of your own microgreens or your own vegetable garden. If you're sitting in an apartment, microgreens all day long. You grow microgreens, there's so much nutrition packed into such a little thing. Love it. So these things will be very health beneficial to you, plus help you in your pocketbook. My goal would be to not rely on the stores for anything, and that you grow all your stuff, and then what you don't get yourself, maybe barter trade with other local farmers. Keep things local, guys. Stay away from processed anything. Hell yeah. If you notice that people are getting sicker and sicker as decades go, look at the amount of processed cheap food that's out there. The more that they process it, the cheaper it gets, because it's not food anymore. Grandpa planted even more brushes last year than they had produced this year. Wow. That is awesome. And stuff like that, the more you guys start growing, I don't care where you're at. Do not care where you're at. You got a window? You can do some gardening. It's all you need. Start up a microgreen garden. Hell, you can do microgreens in a grow tent with some LED lighting on there, so you're not spending a lot of power on it. Heck yeah, fellas. If there's a will, there is a way. And these little tricks are going to be what helps, what people did during the Great Depression. This was it, guys. You want to know what the number one thing that was grown during the Great Depression? Potatoes and sweet potatoes. Think about that. Potatoes and sweet potatoes were the two number one things grown during the Great Depression. There's a reason for it. You can grow a lot of it in a small amount of area. And there's nutrition in it. Lettuce at $2 a head sucks. Hell yeah. Yeah, grocery stores, produce covered up in Roundup glyphosates. Sorry if you already said, how are those chunkins? Been thinking about it. I'll be doing a video here shortly on them. They are doing amazing. They're huge, guys. I mean, they are, they're like a foot tall, guys. And they got to weigh an easy like 4 or 5 pounds. I'm hoping by like maybe October-ish, October, November, they should start laying eggs. Maybe a little sooner. But yeah, I will be doing a video on this. They are doing amazing. We got one. I have one that, since I've put them out there, doesn't like to be handled by people anymore. But all the rest of them are about as friendly as can be. Pain to take care of? Not at all. Not at all. They are super simple. Clean water, food, and fresh bedding. So I got here 8 months till eggs. Your sister just got some. Oh, that is awesome. Too cool. What do you know what kind she got? Yeah, it should be like 8-ish months. I got mine at the beginning of April. So I'm thinking like either between like October to December, I should start seeing eggs. Somewhere in that range. Yeah, chickens are super low maintenance. Super low. A little expensive to get started up. I mean, I got $350 on the chicken coop. The chicken run was another $200. And yeah, that's pretty. And then you got bedding and food, and then, water. I get so many eggs through. I don't need to get any chickens of my own. Nice. Yeah, all done. Not sure what kind she got. Oh, for sure. Send it away, my dude. Heck yeah, jump change. Seeing a pack of chickens off the road at a farmhouse, drinking a puddle on the highway. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of got off on a tangent on that one. with you know, making sure that with the environment that we have right now, I want to make sure that everybody realizes this is some of the stuff that we did that my grandparents did during the Great Depression. Was, they didn't really throw stuff away if they can reuse it. They didn't really do anything. I mean, yeah, like they grew up. My grandparents started growing food. My grandparents started doing worm farms. Why? Because worms add nitrogen and good microbials back into the soil. Because it was all about trying to maintain good soil health, right? And with the good soil health, you're going to get amazing produce out of the deal. And the more you guys can produce, the better, more savings we're all gonna get. Just sent it in a DM. Nice, nice. I don't even think I have that open right in meow. I have not even fired up Discord at all. Huh, that's too funny. Oh yeah, I've seen stuff like that. So it's basically like one of those gravity feed animal water dispensers, and as the water level drops, it'll gurgle more back into it, and they've got like little nipples on the bottom of it so that they can sit there and just like peck at it and drink. Awesome. I've seen stuff like that. But heck yeah. Heck yeah, that's super simple. I'd have to kind of figure out how I would want to do it, but the only thing that doesn't work with because of the nipples, there's a thing with the chickens where they call it like crossbeak, and basically the chicken beak kind of does the tips don't get to go together and they kind of cross over. They can't drink out of those. I don't have any of them with crossbeak, but over time, if you have a chicken or two that has crossbeak, they won't be able to drink out of those. So there's pros and cons with that setup. Um, but for the way that my chicken coop is and my chicken run is, I'm not sure if that how easy that would be for me to set up. Because like I don't have like a big roof line for the chicken coops, because like I've got a tarp on the chicken run to keep the sun off of them and the direct rain off of them. And then my chicken coop, I've got a little bit of roof lining, but I don't think it's enough to, like, especially with I've been in a drought this whole year. Like there would have been no water for those chickens anyway. It would be cool content. I mean, maybe something to do if I ever rebuild my chicken coop and I give it more roof area. If I give my chicken coop more roof area, totally more feasible. But my roof area is like maybe 3 feet long. I don't think that's enough water for them. because they go through a lot. Like surprisingly, they go through a lot of water. But I could sit there and certainly see about doing some testing on it and see if it's even worth it. Like putting like some kind of catchment off of one of the roof tiers and see how much I'm catching per like little section of roofing that I have. And if I can collect enough water, maybe I might do it. Oh God, man, we haven't had like hardly any rain. Like we've had 3 days since spring that we've gotten rain. Golden Wolf, your kids would love it. You know it. Chickens are funny too. Kids love chickens. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Yeah. Tucson's too hot. Tucson and on average, I think it's like 11 to 12 inches of rain annually. F that. So yep. We've gone in from, you know, state of economics and ended it off on a very positive note on things that we can do to help mitigate what our retarded government does. You know, if you're able to, have some chickens, have some homegrown eggs. If you're able to, well, no, you should be able to. Microgreens by the minimum. If you've got a yard, start growing your own veggies. I'm just saying. People need to sit there and start growing. This is going to be the only way that you're going to be able to save money is by sitting there and making yourself less dependent on other entities for your survival. Okay, time to walk the dog. For sure, Golden Wolf. Hashtag stay savage. 100%. 100%, my dude. And we are at that 1 hour marker, guys. So we're going to go ahead and end it right here. So does anybody have any other comments or questions before we head up out of here? Any kind of comments or questions at all? If not, certainly drop some FAs in the Chizzity chat. And while you're dropping those FAs in the Chizzity chat, don't forget to smash that Lizzity like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. You know what to do, guys. It's not your first rodeo. When you gonna build an engine for the dragster? I'm in the process of actually getting one of those JOBs, and we'll just see how fast I can earn up a little bit of money, and then I will start building my 454 big block. So just kind of depends on how quick, it's like either this YouTube channel, this YouTube stuff needs to explode, and like I need to take off virally and start making some money on this stuff, or I need to come up with, I don't know, somewhere around like $20,000-$30,000, and then I can build my motor. So that's basically what it's going to cost me. And Fudweiser, 100%, don't forget about that click through at the end of the video. It does help tell YouTube that you guys not only watched the video, but you watched it to the end and clicked off on a suggested video for them. YouTube likes that stuff, and then it makes my channel get promoted a little bit more in the algorithm. So everybody that participates, much love out there. You're awesome. Thank you, everybody. Sadie, 454 hit me up. May have a set of chrome valve covers left over. Ooh. Ooh. Click through don't work on my phone. Yo, rude. My dude. For sure. I'll hit you up. Sadie. I would love to have a nice valve cover set for the 454. So thank you everybody for being here, all that good stuff. And if you are new here, certainly check out the links down below. I got links to the Discord. It is free. If you guys would like to help support the channel, certainly think about joining the Patreon. Links down below. You get some bit of behind the scenes knowledge and all that good stuff. You get some behind the scenes perks. I'm telling you guys, I do give like a little bit of value here and there inside the Patreon side that I don't share publicly. So, I mean, there is some value over there, I'm just saying, but it more helps out what I do here. So if you guys would like to do that, show some support, not required in any way, shape, or form, guys. I don't, it's like, not one of those people. But it's most appreciated if you guys do. But otherwise, even if you don't support it through the Patreon, even sitting here being a subscribed here and in the Discord, which is free. That is awesome too. Be a part of the community. Be vocal. Don't just lurk in the background, guys. Yo. And with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Peace out. Stay savage. And may your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll see you on the next one. Yo.